Hi, Bothered Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. I could talk about just the absolutely terrible day I've had and how somehow I twisted or pulled a muscle in my arm while sleeping, which made working throughout the day actually very difficult and quite painful. But you know what's actually bothering me even more than that, which I know, shocker, right? Recent news about Doug Ford. So recently, and under pressure, Ontario appointed 9 people as part of their new affordable housing task force. Premier Doug Ford says he has appointed 9 people to a task force assigned to address housing affordability in the province so that it's easier for more Ontarians to realize the dream of homeownership. You want to know who's leading this task force? The Housing Affordability Force will be chaired by Jake Lawrence, CEO and Group Head of Global Banking and Markets at Scotiabank, and will publish a report into its findings in early 2022, the government said. The task force will look into a number of ways Ontario can increase the supply of rental units, as well as homes for ownership. Here's some ideas. Maybe don't have an investment banker head the very thing that is currently being abused by investment bankers. Oh, and as an added kicker, 6 out of the 9 names on this new task force show up on Elections Ontario's political donations list, all contributed to the PC party within the last few years. I'm sure that's totally coincidental and totally fine, right? Reality is beyond parody at this point, I swear to Christ. Here's the thing, right? Right now, the majority of new buyers, 25% of all new homes being bought are being bought by investment firms like BlackRock or whoever, like a copycat version of them. And so what's happening is that people are buying homes at, bidding at ridiculously high prices as investments to deposit them into pension funds in the future. And so what this is doing is it is not only driving up the cost of housing, but also they're turning around and renting these houses out to people. So the mortgage is maybe only $1,400 a month, but they are charging $2,600 a month or more, depending on what the market will bear in whatever city in the province. And that is how they make a killing on the profit, and they buy up all the supply. So I have some solutions for the task force that they can implement any goddamn day. Option number 1, just ban the practice. Just outright ban it. Let people, not corporations, buy and bid in the marketplace. Option number 2, you can actually just say, hey, you know what? We need X amounts of affordable housing. So based on what's currently out in the marketplace, which by the way is more than enough fucking housing, we're just going to seize what we need and in various areas, including, let's say, the areas under intense gentrification. Maybe we start with those. Those will be seized by the state, as it were, or the province, and that will then be used to create affordable housing. And then whatever's left of the supply, fucking go ham. There's your free market. Whatever's left over, have fun. Third option, we can copy what Quebec has done recently, which is actually allow cities like Montreal and I think also Gatineau, Quebec is also hopefully getting this in the future. You give municipalities the power for first right of refusal. This is basically something that they're using in Montreal to basically indicate where they want to potentially buy or build affordable housing in a certain area off of someone's property. So, hey, we see you own this apartment block here. Mind if we buy it off you? Or, hey, here's an empty parcel of land. Mind if we buy it off you to build some affordable housing? We'll pay a market rate for it. It allows cities or just municipalities in general to identify what they want to actually, buy or invest in, or rather intensify, especially in an urban area. But they can set it aside specifically for at-cost development to create affordable housing. You could also maybe, petition the feds to get off their ass and actually let the funds meant for building affordable housing flow a lot more freely. I think we've touched on this before in a previous video somewhere. And, option 5 or 6 or whatever, because there's a lot of options you can do. You don't even really need to explore much. Simply build it. Just start building. Instead of giving new developments and new highways and new suburban subdivisions and crap like that, just literally say, you know what? No, moratorium on that for a while. I need everyone in the construction industry to radically shift, and we're going to build a bunch of affordable housing for a while. Then when that's set up and okay, that's going to cover all the needs for affordable housing, then you can go back to the suburban subdevelopments and condos and whatever the fuck else. So hi, please pay me that like ridiculous 6-figure sum that you're not going to pay these people to figure out some terrible option, right? That's what's really bothering me about all this at the end of the day. Not only the fact that the leader is an investment banker, so that's spelling disaster already, folks. The other part of this is that of all those various options that I listed, some of which could appeal more to certain demographics than others, but they're all different options, right? You don't even need to do just one and none of the others. You could take a mixed bag approach, expropriate some property while building some new stuff. You can just do so much more. And yet here we are sitting with, oh, look, we're starting a task force. Isn't it going to be so great? They're going to take a long time to actually come up with some kind of objectively terrible result, which is, well, and God, I hate putting this out into the universe, but I swear to Christ, it's probably going to happen. Their solution for affordable housing is we're going to come up with yet another P3, public-private partnership to work with big business so that we can get around all this red tape, right? It's the free market, baby. And we're going to just be able to really quickly build a bunch of affordable housing, and it's going to be shit quality, and it's going to look terrible, and it's going to fall apart in a matter of fucking years, but the government will celebrate it and uphold it as, oh, look, see, capitalism, so great, and we're so great for getting this done super quick, and people are going to suffer, all because they can't actually decide on what the actual courses of action are, which are the various courses of action that I've already listed. Instead, we are going to get the worst fucking option, and that is what's bothering me today.